What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and the Purge continues. It's a lot of people are saying, the Purge is here, or the Purge is real. The Purge has been happening for years, and they've run out of people on the extremes for the large part of both the left and right political spectrums, as well as apolitical wackadoodles out there. And now they're coming for milquetoast commentators. The canary in the coal mine, as far as I'm concerned, is Tim Pool and really government figures. We already know that being a member of government, while illegal for them to block people, can still be removed from whatever platform it is that they're on by Silicon Valley, which in some ways has more power than the entire government. And then you have Tim Pool yeeted out of the Facebook program. This on the heels of what we saw with Ron Paul. I meant to make a video about this 2 days ago. Facebook censors libertarian Ron Paul amid big tech purge. Former Texas Congressman Ron Paul says he's been blocked from using his Facebook page for unspecified violations of, quote, community standards. By the way, check out MeWe. That's a new one I think people are using as a Facebook alternative. Signal, which we're going to talk about in a minute, as a very strong replacement for Facebook Messenger. I don't really use Facebook, but Messenger is something that a lot of people say, I don't really use Facebook, I just use Messenger. Get over to Signal. If I can find a way to create like a Signal group for my viewers, a mail list or something like that using Signal, I definitely will. Quote, with no other explanation other than repeatedly going against community standards, Facebook has blocked me from managing my own page. Never have we received notice of violating community standards in the past, and nowhere in the offending post identified, Paul tweeted. In his most recent post linked to an article he wrote denouncing shocking and chilling censorship on social media. What a coincidence. What a coincidence that Facebook bans the man talking about Facebook censorship. Ron Paul, 85, unsuccessfully ran for GOP presidential nomination in 2008 and 2012 as an anti-war, pro-civil liberties candidate. Good guy. His son, Rand Paul, less of a good guy, who opposed Trump's request to overturn President-elect. I don't even care about that stuff. Here's a tweet. Again, you have limited page functionality due to repeatedly going against our community standards. You're temporarily blocked from creating new pages and managing your existing pages. This is a dude that is verified on Facebook. Although his son sought to work with and influence Trump, the elder Paul remained an often fiery critic. He opposed Trump's foreign and immigration policies and said a Mexico border wall might be used for, quote, keeping us in. He mused about Trump being vulnerable to a challenge in 2020. Several libertarians are concerned about the fallout. Since everything that happened at the Capitol, Twitter has permanently banned Trump on Friday, and Facebook and said he would lose control of his account, though at least Biden's inauguration of January 20th. Trump supporters migrated to, quote, free speech social network Parler. Apple and Google then shut that down. Yeah, just build your own platform. Now, we saw earlier this week Elon Musk talking about Signal. Says use Signal instead of Facebook. Yeah, sort of. It doesn't really work like that. Yeah, Signal is a great app for communicating, but I don't really see how it doesn't really replace Facebook. But nonetheless, Signal is a typical one-tap install app that can be found in your normal marketplaces and works just like the usual text messaging app. It's open source development provided free of charge by the nonprofit Signal Foundation and has been famously used for years by high-profile privacy icons like Edward Snowden. Signal's main function is that they can send text, video, and audio and picture messages protected by end-to-end encryption, something that has already been under fire in our government, by the way. After verifying your phone number and letting you independently verify other Signal users' identities, you can use it to make voice and video calls either one-to-one or with a group. For a deeper dive, obviously, you can talk about it. You know, the key feature that Signal has is obviously encryption. Despite the buzz around the term, end-to-end encryption is simple. Unlike normal SMS messaging apps, it garbles up your messages before sending them and only ungarbles them for the verified recipient. So probably a good feature to have. Then today, Tim Pool, or actually just an hour ago, Facebook has restricted my page, effectively shutting it down. The purge is real and will get worse. You know, I've often thought about, you know, what I'm going to do with the social media presence. I see so many of my peers have their own websites and people are moving off platform. That's a great idea. In fact, it's one I've already been, I started going down this road, I don't know, back in maybe November. If you go to thequartering.com, it takes you to a page where you can see, for the most part, all of my recent vids will be uploaded here or uploaded, you know, shortly after going live to YouTube. And then I have an editor that, you know, provides some text and additional resources in each and every single video. Bet you didn't even know indiemedia.io existed. You know, I do this for both the Quartering and for Midwestly. I'm going to add additional membership features down the road, but you know, this is where kind of the future is going. We have to get our own servers, which I have. We have to get our own infrastructure. And you know, this is, you know, my opinion about this was simply, you know, why do that? You know, because, well, YouTube shadow bans content. 3 or 4 times a year, my own subscribers can't even find most of my videos, as YouTube goes through some weird rating of my channel or quarantining of it. Tim talks about in his video that he also was not given any direct examples of what he was covering and why it was, you know, why it was a big deal. And they removed him from also from the Facebook monetization program, which many people say is good. I don't know. I've never bothered. And, you know, it's why I never really tried to push my Quartering presence on YouTube, on Facebook. I probably should have. Probably would have helped grow the channel more. But ultimately, I've always looked for new options, like Minds.com, which is growing exponentially, it feels like, and is a far better Facebook alternative. Parler was at least, you know, a viable alternative to Twitter while it lasted, but Minds, I think, is set up better for the long haul. You know, what does this mean? It means content creators like Tim Pool and myself and maybe like Sargon, you're going to see more and more of us going to stuff like this. I haven't formally announced this website yet because I want to add more features, and I got to update this video here, but really it has everything I'll need. You know, once I have merch, it'll be there. Links to all my other social platforms are on here. Light and dark mode and, you know, mobile friendly. This is in the eventuality, you know, you have to start insulating against this type of stuff. I'll add a membership option here to where members from my YouTube and members from my Subscribestar can get into, you know, custom content. I have 533 subscribers on my Patreon alternative Subscribestar. I'm hoping that today will be the day that you consider backing me here, because these funds will go directly towards paying my video editor's salary, my editor's salary for the website, and towards adding additional features. It'd be smart if your favorite content creators would start to take things off platform a little bit. If you cover, you know, particularly spicy content, you really should be considering your own server. But all this stuff takes money, and nobody likes asking for money. I mean, I don't even put this in the description, link in my descriptions. It'll be in the pinned comment this video as I push this week to try and get up to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 533 now. If we double that by the end of the week, that should get us in a very good spot for adding members-only content and things like that to thequartering.com. But, you know, if they can get Tim, you know, Tim has kind of embraced the milk toast beanie Timcast, something that people say in a disparaging way about him. But I mean, if they're going after Tim, it could be anybody next. And I think it's good that your favorite content creators should be insulating themselves, however reasonable. I thank everyone for their support, and this is going to get worse. Facebook will continue to ban people. And as we saw earlier today, let's see how their stock's doing. Oops, it's down 5 points, another 2%. Over the last 5 days, it is absolutely cratering. Good. Use MeWe, use Minds.com, use your favorite creator's website. I know Tim has a website now, timcast.com. I know Lotus Eaters has a site. Obviously, the quartering.com is a thing now, and we'll get better, and I'll add more features slowly throughout the year as we try to insulate and add only the right features, and I don't overspend on it because we have a limited budget. But I appreciate everyone, and I appreciate everyone's support, and you know, it's nuts. Facebook is seemingly wanting to just purge itself of any users that don't stick to the mainstream narrative. And part of that is because you get articles like this. BuzzFeed.news cracking down on Facebook has been showing military gear ads next to posts about the Capitol. Yeah, they probably did that too for BLM ads and stuff like that, right? Do they also know that Facebook isn't actually running those ads, that other people are? Do they know that it runs with cookies? They omit all this kind of stuff, right? They'll omit all this kind of stuff in these articles, but then Facebook has to answer for this, even though it's just an advertiser targeting a clean market, obviously. Yeah, this reminds me of Call of Duty. Armor pack, put in. Anyway, good luck, Tim. Press your website out as quickly as you can. I'm doing mine. I built indiemedia.io with the hopes of like being able to make it a safe haven for a lot of creators. Because wouldn't that be nice? Not just me, but you know, your other favorite content creators could mirror their footage here, except server size is a thing. Video compression is a thing. And when you do 5 videos a day that are all a gigabyte each, you got to figure out other ways to host your videos. And this is where things get complex. So I'm going to continue to do what I can to try and push back against this kind of thing to make a home for my viewers. Big tech is going to continue doing what they do, and I hope they continue to lose billions and billions more. They lost another billion today. Facebook, good. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.